This is the Weather Channel.
Girls Like Girls podcast. This is the Girls Like Girls podcast. I am your host, Leslie, aka the Leslie Martinez.
And I'm your co-host, Gerald Rilla.
And today is episode 15. We have two guests. We have a couple, BACALL and Diamond. How are you guys?
What's up?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing good?
Doing pretty well.
Good.
Doing good. All right. So everyone knows you guys as like a TikTok couple. So is that cool? I refer to you as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a TikTok couple here, and they have 217,000 right on TikTok. So snap it up.
If y'all seen them on the TikTok, make sure you go comment, like them.
Make sure you go follow them.
They got some good ass content.
And so before we were talking, we were trying to guess your guys' zodiac sign.
We already got there.
But we got it.
Knick-knack, always trying to beat everybody to the punch.
But for people who don't know, what are your guys' zodiac?
I am a Leo.
And I'm a Virgo.
Virgo, Leo.
August Leo, though.
Leo gang. Leo Virgo combo going on.
August 1st.
August 1st.
August 25th. So we're literally only we're literally 24 days apart.
Kobe.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Do you feel like you guys are very alike though, even though you're different zodiac?
Yeah. I think so. She's more outgoing, I think.
I think we literally balance each other like very well. Like together our energies like are the same, but we still have like our own like individualities that kind of like balance the other person. So
yeah. I think so.
We get each other out of our shells a little bit.
That's kind of surprising that you said she's more outgoing. You don't consider yourself an outgoing person?
Not really.
Really?
I mean, if I'm around people that I'm comfortable with, then I have no problem like, shaking ass and stuff. But if it's like a new group of people, I find myself just to be more like quiet and just like assess.
I feel it. Okay.
So usually the Leo's like
like outgoing.
For sure. Yeah.
We got another Leo right here, but everyone knows that. Everyone knows that on the podcast.
People fucking hate me. People think I hate every other zodiac except mine.
No, they just think you hate Scorpios.
No, we know you both. All right. Let's keep it moving.
All right, so since we have a couple here, we're going to talk about some relationship things. How did you guys meet?
Go ahead.
That's how you know it's good.
It's not that good.
It's crazy. Well, because we matched on Bumble first when I first moved here in 2018. We matched on Bumble, and then I never went back to the app because I was just honestly like kind of looking for friends, looking for maybe hookups.
Oh, okay.
Kind of one of those things, but mostly friends. And
you found love. You found love by accident.
On accident, for real.
Hey, well, hold up. I didn't want to sound dumb, but Bumble, what is that, like a dating app?
So Bumble is like, I don't even remember what Bumble was considered. Oh, Bumble was considered like the app. So you can match, like set it, your preferences for like women, guys, like both, whatever.
Or
but
friends.
I think, or friends, yeah. But I think Bumble was one of the apps where girls had to message the guy first. So it was like the girl had to make the move first. But when you have two girls, it's kind of like, well, whatever. So I did message her first with the hard eyes, like, hey, what's up? Never went back to the app, didn't have my notifications on. Then I went on Tinder. And then as soon as I opened the app and I saw we matched on Tinder, and then the first message from her, she was just like, you're just everywhere, huh? And I was like, wait, this girl looks familiar. And then I went back to him. I was like, no, she messaged me. And
yeah. I messaged her on Bumble and I was like, what the fuck?
Damn, she left you unread, huh?
I was like,
that's
wow, really? I was like, she's cute too. Like, what?
But she messaged me on Tinder.
Yeah.
That's dope, though. That's how you know it was meant to be. Because,
both.
Again, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it.
And then, after that,
The
we
rest is history.
went out for ice cream the next day.
Shout out Bumble.
This is not a
That's where it all
sponsor.
started.
Look, we linked up one time in 2018 and been together since then.
That is so dope. That's tight. Y'all get snaps for that.
All right.
That deserves snaps for sure.
So real quick, I just heard you say that in 2018 you came here. So where are you originally from?
So I'm from Minnesota. And so I went to college out of state in Illinois, and then I ended up going back for like my last 2 years. And then in 2000, 17, I visited here for like a week, and I was just like, oh, this place is dope. I want to get out of Minnesota. Up north it's so cold. It's like the mindset and stuff. Arizona was one of those places where I saw like a lot of people wanting to like not make it in a sense like LA, but like have their own like entrepreneur type stuff, starting different things. And so I was like, that's cool. Let's go out to Arizona. And then came out to Arizona. My life literally changed like, for the better. Like one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. So
I agree.
So for everybody saying that AZ ain't the state to be in,
AZ's on the map now.
can that's crazy. Like the fact that you just said that, you're a life example right now.
yeah, you just have like so many people don't realize that you have so many people who it's not even just like in a sense of like making it money wise. Like people here want to be just like better individuals and like influence other people in a positive way. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, versus back home, I didn't have a lot of people who were on that entrepreneur thing until like now, 4 years later. And they're like, oh, you should come back. And it's like, well, now I'm good here. This is where I'm at. But Arizona is definitely one of those places where you have 18, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds set for life, like driving around in nice ass cars, like owning homes at that age. And so I was like, I need to be around those type of people. Like I want to be around people who just want to like do for themselves and make it, and also like influence other people in a positive way, rather than just be like, oh, me, nah, I'm not gonna help, nah, it's me, you need to pay for this advice. Like
It's real.
so yeah, Arizona is definitely
Real
a
game.
place to be.
Real game.
AZ is the place to be, baby. So you hooped though?
Yeah.
Okay, and you did too? No, you
I ran track.
Yeah. She was a track star. No, don't let her just say she ran track. Like
You were
she's
good.
in newspapers and articles and stuff about her.
Damn, so now I know not to ever try to race you.
Yeah, no races around here.
But ain't no money on that line. I'm losing.
I don't know. I think I could take it. I think I got it.
Let's
You
do
guys,
it.
you guys hooped? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoop, yeah.
So I became a. We're not gonna talk about it.
South Mountain. I went to SMCC. That's where I went. She went to.
Oh, you hoop too? Oh, okay. Hey, we might have to go.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm
And
going.
don't even say that because you about to get them started and they're gonna be like,
No, I'm so serious.
Wait,
like,
let's do it. I can play though.
yeah, she can still play.
I played it.
She's an athlete. She's still recovering a little bit from an ACL tear, but we can still.
Really?
She has no ligaments.
she's ligament.
She's ligamentless.
She's a walking
She's
bone.
ligamentless. All right. So, what's a pet peeve that you have of hers and that you have of hers? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No,
They
they
say
know.
yeah.
They know exactly what you're talking about.
Hang on, let me think.
I've never.
Wait.
She probably has one of me
Okay.
because I.
She
I be
never
doing goofy
loads
shit.
the dishwasher. It might be a little. She never loads the dishwasher, but she'll wash the dishes, but she won't load them in the dishwasher. I'm like, it's so easy. And then you just put the little pot in there and run. Really?
But you hold on. So you wash them?
Yeah.
Why would you put them in the dishwasher?
Because I'll leave dishes like in the sink, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wash them later. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're using dishes, it's the same stuff that you always use, right? If I put it in the dishwasher, I gotta wait for the dishwasher, and I gotta like load it. And when I can like use what I'm using, put it over there. So then next time when I need it, it's already there. I'm not like, oh, we didn't start the dishwasher. Oh, dang it. Like one of those things. I gotta wait like an hour or something. So I'm just.
I think the dishwasher is clutch.
A pet peeve. Oh my. I don't.
Go ahead. I could take it.
No, I don't.
Speak your mind.
Yeah, no, I'm being so serious. I don't think I.
Nothing.
You don't do anything that like bug me. No.
Wow, so you're perfect in her eyes.
Honestly, yeah, she is. There's nothing that she. I know I'm probably the one. It's probably because I be high. That's probably why she got like nothing. I be high, so like.
Hey, everything slides. Everything gets a green
Yes.
light.
Yes, baby.
Anything?
Okay. You want pizza? Sure.
Dishwasher? Cool.
You want the dishes in the dishwasher?
Dishwasher? It's all good.
Yeah, shorty.
Oh man, that's funny.
No pet peeves.
That's what's up.
It's interesting. 2 types of people though, right? The ones that like to wash the dishes and the other ones that like to load the dishwasher. Ah, damn. I didn't even know that was an issue in the United States.
I didn't know. Yeah.
That's interesting, though.
It's like,
That's
damn,
funny.
I didn't know you felt like that.
I mean, I know she spoke of it before, but I'll start loading it. I won't wash them by hand.
You just hit the joint and start. It's like perfectly in the dishwasher. Everything's nice and neat.
So who cooks then? Since you
Oh, I love to cook.
She's
I
the
don't
cook.
let her cook. I try not to
She's
let
the
her
cook.
cook.
really
Yeah, just because it's like it's kind of like a love language to me in a way. Like I really
And I
cook for
love
people
it.
who
I love it.
I cook for people like who I like, really like care about stuff. I'm like, hey, you guys should come over for dinner. Like that, like means a lot. Cause like for me, I don't know, just like growing up and like family. Like when all of my family like would get together and stuff like that. Like we would just like share meals and things like that. So it's kind of since I am away from home, it's like if I can like cook a meal, like sit down, like have like talk or whatever, or even just have her help me every now and then, like it's cool. But I don't know, I just don't like to in a sense like let her do anything. Like I'll let her do stuff, but I'm like I'm here like for you. Like what do you want to eat? Like what do you want to do? Like I got you. No, sit down. Like as soon as she wakes up, like you want some coffee, you want some eggs, you want like what do you want for her? She's like, no, I'm good. Like that's just so I'm like, no, you stay out of the kitchen. I know I love to do this, so like I got you. Let me hook us up a good meal.
That's dope.
And she don't complain. I just tell her to
wouldn't
honestly just
complain
be honest if it tastes good or not. That's all I need to know. Like if it tastes bad, just be honest.
You need two more girlfriends.
Nah.
This is a time where you can be completely honest and nobody's gonna judge you.
Listen, you guys need to come over and she'll cook, and that shit is bomb.
I'll make some
It's so
the burrito
good.
tacos.
What?
That's my favorite.
Wait, hold on. She just invited us to dinner, so we just moved up in the world. Let's go. We just moved up in the world.
You guys are great energy, so hell yeah.
Appreciate that. It's reciprocated.
How do you guys take it if one of you gets hit on? Are you guys like the type to be like, oh, what the hell? Or are you guys like, oh,
I don't see
of course she's beautiful, of course, like.
Yeah, I'll go first. So people like come up to her all the time when we're out, and if it's a guy, I'm like, oh fuck no. Even though like he's not ugly, just not attractive, whatever. And I'll just like, there was one time she was up at the bar getting us drinks, and this dude like slid over and was like talking to her and shit, and I'm just standing behind her like this. I'm just staring at him, and he turns around because she told him, she's like, oh, that's my girlfriend, and I'm just standing there like this, and he's like, oh, she's so beautiful, she's so like, you have a great girl.
That is the
blah, blah, blah.
worst. I fucking hate that.
And I'm like, I know I do, but that's how we got free drinks. But if people come up to us, I don't care. I take it as a compliment, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we're always like, oh yeah, my girlfriend. Oh yeah, my girlfriend. Like, so they know.
I told her if Kaylani or Zendaya ever came up to her and wanted to make out with her or something, that's definitely okay with her. That is the only two people. But she actually had that happen when we were out, and I think I was getting drinks or so. I was dancing or whatever. When we go out and there's a dance floor and music, bro, I'm you might not see me. It's like where's Latrell? It's like, oh, he's on the dance floor. Like literally, that's me. Hey Latrell. But no, and these two girls were just like, oh my god, like you're so beautiful. Like, do you want to make out? And she's like,
I was like,
let me ask my girlfriend. Or like, no.
like, my girlfriend's over there. They're like, yeah. Do you want to make out? I'm like, no.
See, like if it's like that is kind of like some straight up like just like aggressive.
That's a little rude.
Yeah, that's a little rude. But like if it's like, okay, I'm not gonna. If it's like some hot girls like come to her and flirt with her, like I'm not gonna be mad about it because like I trust her and stuff. But like at first, I would say like when guys came up, like would come up to her or like look at her, I'd be like, don't look at my fucking girlfriend, like don't kind of that thing. But now we're together, and so like I'm more secure. Anybody can hit on her, and like, hey, you never know what may happen. Shit, look, well, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's funny. That's what you call security, but you don't have that until you build that, Yeah. And I'm definitely safe to say that you guys have been together for how long?
3.
Officially 3 years, but we've known each other for 4.
I feel like that's definitely a time where it's like you learn things about your significant other that you're like, all right, that just kind of gives you like a secure lock that's like, I can trust you, like, because I can definitely relate. I feel like I was like that in the beginning, but That's
Don't
cool.
look at her. Don't
Yeah,
look at her. Don't touch her.
See,
Don't
now-
ask her to
hey,
drink. Don't
now-
even say excuse me. Just walk past. Like
Funny story. I'd be like on the other side of shit with my camera like this, waiting for motherfuckers to just come up to her and talk to her, like recording the shit. Like, guys really try. It's like it's worse because they make it weird. It's like, don't make it weird. Like, just it's okay if you compliment, you know, or like
Compliment and go. Compliment and go.
you know.
Compliment and go, especially when you say you have a girlfriend. That's the crazy thing that you guys said, that I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know why it popped in my head, but it's like when a guy, like when you be like, oh, like I have a girlfriend, like they take it as like a, because it was a Drake song that girls like girls that popped in my head.
Girls like
And
girls
so
like girls.
so it's like when guys, like when you say like, oh, like I have a girlfriend or like my wife, or they're like, like it's whatever, and it's like, no, like respect that, because if I came up to your girlfriend and actually took your chick, like you'd be mad. Or if I started flirting with her, like you'd be mad. It's still like a relationship that people have. I saw two girls on Instagram, like it was yesterday actually, and they're both like super feminine, like nothing tomboy about either of them, and people just absolutely love them. And one of them was on like their live or whatever, and talking about like prior how like people don't take their relationship serious because it is like two girls. And it's like, bro, like respect our relationship. If I say I have a girlfriend, that don't mean hit on me more or ask me like, oh, so are you guys like looking for? No, I'm with a girl because like that's not just with a girl. Like I don't want you. Like this is who I want. So don't. They just make it weird.
Yeah,
They do.
Guys just make it weird. So that's why I am kind of like a bitch right away to guys if they do flirt on her, like flirt with her or like hit on one of us, because it's just like,
It's like if you don't initiate like that like aggressive kind of thing, then they don't respect it. But then you look like the bitch, or you look like you're not secure. And I don't know. I always have people like in our DMs. We got in like, I went off on this guy one time because he was like, "Oh, you guys need a guy," or something like that. It was like on my story. I just went off like, and after I felt bad, but like I'm like,
Nah,
because he like,
deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved it. And especially when you're like, no, this is my girlfriend. Like, oh, you guys wanna? Absolutely not. Like,
It's like, oh, you haven't had the right guy. It's like,
nah, it's okay.
See, it's like, and for the dudes that do watch this, like, it's not a direct to all dudes. It's just the ones that don't know boundaries and don't know how to respect women in general. Because if you know how to respect women, right, you wouldn't
we've
take that
had
approach.
those
Whether
guys.
women like women or women like men, you know, like what difference would it make if you were into dudes? And you know, you were just like, I'm not interested, and they still kind of like, oh, you ain't had the right date before. Like,
yeah, they're just aggressive.
But both of like before, so I've dated guys and girls like before meeting BACALL, and BACALL's only dated girls. I mean, sorry, only dated guys, only dated guys, and so it's just, yeah, it's just I don't know. So it's not even anything like you said, like guys watching this. It's not like we're like, oh, we hate men. It's just like when two girls say that they're in a relationship.
respect it.
Just
Respect
yeah,
it.
just
Like,
respect
don't ask them if they need a third. Like, don't, because they don't need any of that. Like, they have each other and that's what they want. So it's just like, yeah, like just respect it.
and we've had guys that are like, you guys are just beautiful. That's all I wanted to say. I'm like, I'm like, all right, bro.
Yeah, you know,
All right, bro.
if you want to buy us drinks, go ahead. Like, you know, like I'm okay with that. But
Dude, yeah, we'd love to have guy friends or just like go out that's not trying to like hang around in case
Intentions.
something happens, or like with no intentions. Like guy friends with no intentions, it
the best
would be fucking the best. Yes.
for sure. I feel like you guys are definitely solid, and I mean, you guys just show this energy. It's like phenomenal. But what is like your guys' secret, or just like what is your guys' key thing that like makes that relationship solid? What's the secret
For your
basically
guys'
to your
relationship.
success in your relationship? Because maybe what works for you doesn't work for everybody, but maybe it could.
communication.
Communication. I definitely
good
think
one.
that's a key factor for everybody.
That's a good one. That's
Like literally being able to like be at your, like know that you're at your like most vulnerable points, and it's not somebody who's gonna like exploit those vulnerable points or like hold them against you, or like, because we both understand like we're both human and we're going through things and we want to become better people. So we can honestly like just communicate, and it's always like, okay, like how do you really feel? And like sometimes she'll be like, well, do you feel like, you know, you do these things because you're afraid? You know, do you feel like you find other tasks because you're afraid of failing in this? And I'm like, honestly, like, yeah. And so like being able to really be vulnerable and talk about whatever it is on your mind, like you can't be scared. And even if you don't have that communication yet, when one person starts, that's gonna bring the other person in to realize like, okay, like she really trusts me, so I can, he or she, like I can open up to them as well. And honestly, communication. it's just communication. Like we talk about everything.
It's fine.
That's dope. So that's your best friend.
Yeah, she's
Hell yeah.
really my best friend.
Hell yeah.
That'll go a long ways, believe me.
I know this sounds cliche, but I love that.
That was
For
a little
real.
cliche.
That's how we are too. I'm like, we could have those uncomfortable conversations, you know, when it gets uncomfortable, but comprehension, like the other person listening and like comprehending.
Yeah. Did you guys
sure.
get that or no? Did you need me to pull up the
Comprehend
definition?
that?
'Cause
Comprehend that?
I think we comprehended. All right. Well, let's get into a little bit of TikTok talk.
TikTok talk.
Tell us about that. How did that start? Who started it?
Yeah.
So I started TikTok during quarantine.
No.
There was absolutely nothing else to do. Probably everybody did that. So I was just doing them on my own, just like the dancing videos and stuff. And so she would hop in a few. But she wasn't really into it at all. And she didn't want to do it. So I would just like go in the room, close the door, just like make a bunch of TikToks, like, you know. And they wouldn't really like blow up. They were doing like okay. And then I was like, she would be in a few of them and they would go, the fucking views would go up. And I'm like, get your ass in here. We're doing this. We are doing this. Like, this is a fucking team thing.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I did have my moments.
So I got her on board. We just started making content and stuff.
You love it now,
She's still a little iffy about
I
it.
do
You're still a little iffy.
It's not iffy. It's just like that's like one area where she just like, whereas me, I feel like if we started a YouTube, I would be like very invested in that. And so like for it's just like one of those things that I do like doing it and I enjoy doing it, but like it's not like my thing, but I'm still gonna like support it and like do stuff with her because it is fun. Like I love being on camera with her. Like I love being goofy with her. So like, yeah, I do still like maybe have my moments where I'm like, are we done making TikToks or like something like that? But like I will say like more recently, because just like growing and learning, like being with the person, like how much she's invested, like and invest herself into like my things, like whether not just the Vital series because us together, but like specifically like tattooing. Like that's like my thing that I really like, and seeing how much she invests in, it's like, okay, I genuinely want to see her thrive in what she likes to do. So now more so it's like, you know what, let's make a TikTok. Like do you have any TikToks that you do want to make, like whatever, you know? So it's fun. It's different. It's a lot to keep up with to me though. Like for me, I don't like the recording.
But you love it. You love TikTok.
I love it. I love social media. I think it's like the greatest thing. I know people think it's like toxic and shit, but I feel like it's how you like view it yourself. And yeah, it's like how you go about it. I mean, we've had like really no negative outcomes so far, which is awesome.
That's dope.
Just all love. But yeah, yeah, shout out to everybody following us on TikTok.
For sure.
Again, go
The
follow.
love is real. I feel like, you know, it shows. Right? Because it's like when you get all these like negative shit or like hating shit, it's like it kind of overwhelms you in a way, you know? So you're just like, fuck it. Kind of, as much as you would like it, it kind of discourages you in a way. So it's like when you're getting all this love, it's like, it's almost like addicting, right? I mean,
100%. Yeah.
But
Then you can't let it get to your head, though. You can't let it get to your head. It's
Right.
like, oh, we got to keep up because we went through a period like that.
Oh, we did. It was like a week, like maybe just literally
Yeah.
like a week, and we were like,
we gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta keep the views up, and we're just like going out of our minds.
very like flustered.
yeah.
It made us both like very flustered, and like if we don't get a TikTok right, it's like, why can't we do this? And so we get further, and it's like when we realized, both were like, okay, that's not who we are. Like we're not gonna let this control us. Like if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it because of the content that we want to post, how often we want to post, when we want to post, how we want to post. And so that's where it was kind of like, okay, like let's take that pressure off. If people don't like what we post, then we'll get followers that do like what.
Right. Exactly. So regardless of what you do, that audience is gonna fuck with it. And never let it control you. You control it. Just fine. I do snaps for myself.
Oh yeah, I got you.
No, facts.
No, yeah, because I feel like people can definitely get crazy on it, and they're like, you have to post at this time, and you have to post this at this time, and it's like,
or they only take the highs, like they only take the goods, like
yeah,
even when there's bad, you still gotta take that too. You can't just get way too high on the highs and the goods. But you know what I'm saying?
Some people just like to get high, and that's it.
And that's okay.
You see, there you go.
Speaking of,
You're so welcome.
ding, 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 ding.
You're so welcome. Oh, what did I just drop? My chapstick. Fuck. Don't drop.
But I think I will say though, I think one of the things why, because I like social media and I like TikTok and Instagram and things like that, but I think maybe one of the reasons why I wasn't so like at first into the whole like posting and wanting to, ask her if she had TikToks to post is because you can get like that judgment from people, but we've learned even like comments that we see that maybe like crazy questions, or I won't say no question is a stupid question, but we have some of those, and like the comments that people make, or people be like, oh, so who's the guy and who's the girl, and it's like
that's actually one of my questions. I was actually gonna ask you that because we're talking about dudes and shit like that. I feel like it's such a dumb.
Everyone gets that question.
I'm gonna support you on that. That's a dumb question. Okay, you see two women, ain't no boy or man in the relationship. Like. It doesn't matter who's top, bottom, side, up, and down. Like, it's two women. So I'm assuming you've been asked that then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the comments,
who's gonna even from family and people, who's gonna carry first?
Oh shit! I was just say give or take.
No. Like who's like
Some
like
close family members.
who's gonna like carry first, or like people ask us like who's the guy or girl, and it's like, well, nobody, because just because how people may see me on the outside, like how I dress and stuff, but she knows like I'm so sensitive, like I'm the crier of the relationship, like so sensitive, and like I'm still very girly, but I dress for comfort. And if I can still look fresh as fuck and better than your boyfriend,
Talk that shit.
I'm
Talk
sorry,
that
like
shit.
that has nothing to do with me.
Snaps.
That has nothing to do with me. I just dress for comfort. And when I realized like I can still look cute and pull people, whether I got my boobs out, or whether I got my boobs out, or like high waist shorts, like all right, like I'm chilling, like I'm not, and then I'm chilling.
See, man, we need more people like y'all in this world.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hit that.
So yeah, there is really no. I will say I obviously know like I'm a little bit more like tomboyish than BACALL is, but I don't consider myself like masculine. I don't consider myself like. When people have asked us like, oh, who's gonna carry? I'm like, me. I want to carry me. I'm gonna be first. If that ever happens, like the one who you guys may think like, nope, it's gonna be
The one who wears the bigger pants. I feel.
no.
She wears bigger pants.
BACALL wears. She wears the pants.
Have you ever got the question? Because we always get this question like, oh, are you gonna wear a suit or something on your wedding? Or are you gonna wear a dress? Like, I always get that question. That's just me.
Like, no, I'm gonna show up butt ass naked. So make sure you have a camera out.
I'm gonna wear basketball shorts. Fuck it.
So to open up about that, the crazy thing, I have something recently I don't mind talking about. So every family event I've ever gone to, like I've been the same way since I played sports, just tomboy, just like grew up with a lot of guy cousins, like out, just tomboy. And so I've always been the type to wear joggers, or if I go out, you may see me in heels, a crop top, or a dress. Like it's literally just depend on the occasion, comfort, etc. And so for the first time in 28 years, I decided to dress for comfort. Like also that time of the month was coming, so I was like, I need to wear pants, not a dress. Went to a family wedding, and I decided to wear. I decided to express my inner Kaylani and Zendaya. So I wore a badass, like it was an all white wedding, all white, like you kind of like crop pants, skinny women's fit jacket, and this bedazzled like crystal bra up under.
I was about to say, we need to see a picture.
Oh,
Because the way you describe
That's what I
it,
wore. That's the first time I've ever worn anything like that.
looks
Normally I'm dressed
Yo,
in
that's
heels.
so fly. Yo,
And do you guys know, I actually had someone say to me, it wasn't about me, but about my outfit. You don't know if you want to be a boy or a girl. Yeah. I don't know if I want to be a boy or a girl. Well, one, is it just because I may look better in a suit than your guy? Is that the reason why? Or
It was a girl who
something
said that?
within? Yeah, it was a girl who said it. Family member within. And it's like,
Or just projecting.
I just projecting themselves, and it's like, no, like I know exactly who I am, but how many women with their husbands do you see on the red carpet with suits on? It's like, it doesn't matter what somebody wears, necessarily. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to wear whatever I wear. I personally told her, like, I've always wanted to wear like a cute ass dress. If we ever had any type of like celebration or ceremony, like for our relationship, I want to wear a badass dress. And I don't, if she decides she wants to wear a suit instead that day, like, I'm not gonna, it's not like, oh, it's my girlfriend now, like, wanting to be the guy. Like, no, it's just an outfit.
Your presence, I think, might have made people uncomfortable because something within them,
This is different, When you're so different, you shock people, and they're just like, they don't understand that, And it's hard because it's like they're just so.
That wasn't that.
They're just so used to thinking this certain way, or like, because everyone's just so like fucking straight with whatever they were brought up with. It's like, I think that shit's dope. And you got hella swag.
Yeah.
You guys do. I keep looking at these glasses, man.
I'm just a glasses freak. That's all that's cool about me is my glasses. I got like fucking 100 pairs of different glasses, but no, honestly,
never change that either. People are uncomfortable with that. That's them.
Honestly, I feel like swag is like dope as fuck. I feel like there's very particular people that can only pull off certain things like that. There's no way I could wear something like that. There's no fucking way.
I think you could. I think you could.
Nah, it's different, When someone carries that, like, it's just natural, and you're that. So
I think you could, because honestly, that's how. When I say I was like a little bit nervous, and I was like, do I really want to wear a suit? Like, I don't. Do I really want to? Do I just want to go with heels? And I was like, no,
you can't compromise
that's not
yourself.
me. I was like, this is the first time like I've been to like a family event, so to speak, since I've been like away and like have changed like my mindset and been comfortable with like expressing who I am and stuff like that. And she helps so much with that. Like, she's like, I don't care. She's like, if you want to wear a crop top, go ahead. If you want to wear joggers, go ahead. Heels, I don't care. She's like, are you gonna be comfortable? Like, that's just like what I want to know. Like, if you're not gonna be comfortable, then don't wear that.
I love that. I love what you guys got going on. Man, that's interesting. I feel like that can lead to our questions on like, you're coming out. 'Cause I feel like your family's a little. So I want to know a little bit about that.
So for me, I feel like a lot of people weren't 100% sure because I've always sports, like athlete. So I've always been like the jogger, sweatpants, like tomboy, like, I'll go outside and play football and things like that. So some people, even like my godmom, who I recently lost, she was very surprised. And she was like, I wouldn't have guessed. Like, she was like, yeah, you wear like sweatpants and play sports. And she's like, but like, there was nothing about you that was like, oh, like, so she was very surprised. I think some of my family members may have guessed, and then the only reason why is because during certain times, like in college or when I moved back home, I was like a little bit more like freely with how I acted towards like my girlfriends, like on social media. I'm sorry, not girlfriends, but like friends that were girls on social media, and brought them around and stuff like that. And so for me, it was more so like everybody at my high schools like knew I liked girls. Like, I was dating girl at my school, and like my friends knew, but no one in my family knew. So it was like around my friends, I was completely like who I was since freshman year of high school. But then like more so like my family, it was like, this is my friend. This is my friend. This is my friend. And so, I don't know. I feel like some people, it was like 50-50.
So they were just caught by surprise, but they're good? They're supportive?
Yeah, at least for the most part. I think a lot also, no one's really gonna tell me that
No,
they aren't. Like, I think people, I'm not crazy, but people know that, like, I'll tell them off, and so I really don't care. So if they don't support it, I don't think anyone just bothered to even say that,
I feel that.
because they knew it would be pointless and just end badly for them. So, but
How about you?
Mine was a little different. So I was brought up in a very religious household. So I was raised Baptist growing up, went to church like 4 out of the 7 days of the week. Was raised to think gay people were bad, that it was a sin, going to hell. Never went to Disneyland or Disney World because they supported gay marriage.
Oh,
Still never been. By the way, we need to go.
Uh-oh.
I
We
knew
need
that
to
was
go. We're gonna go.
shit, she
Okay,
has
cool.
it in the books. It's a surprise. That's why she's not saying it. That's what hasn't happened.
Yeah, it's in the
She has a
book.
plan. So yeah, just
Write that.
just very aware of, what not to be, in a sense. So I was also not allowed to date growing up. When I went to college is when I was like talking to guys, whatever. And then freshman year in college, I would say, like, looking back, I didn't realize it then, but like looking back, I'm like, okay, wait, maybe. So there, you know what story I'm gonna talk about?
No, that's all.
I'm
just
like,
what story is this?
So freshman year, I went to college for track. So freshman year, they have RAs in the dorms, like, who like patrol the floors and stuff. And one RA, I was like, she's dope as fuck. Like, I'm gonna become friends with her. And that's all I thought. But we started hanging out.
She's dope. You see, that's how it happens.
we started hanging out and stuff. And literally, like, my mind there is like, okay, like, she's a cool ass friend. Like, we're dope. But she was gay. I didn't know until later. And then there was an incident that happened, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, she tried to kiss me, and I was like, oh, wait, no. Like, I can't do that. Like, nope. Shut that down. And then finished the rest of my college, just talking to guys, fucking around, whatever. And the time that I was like, wait, I think I like girls is when I started talking to her. So
Shout out
You started matching on Bumble.
yeah.
Shout out Bumble.
Yeah.
One more time.
Shout out
One
to
time.
Bumble. So how I came out to my family, I told I have 3 brothers, so I told them each separately. I told like 3 or 4 of my closest friends, and then how I told everybody else is I posted on Instagram a picture of us.
fighting this
Yeah,
Bro,
it's
we're
a bug.
trying to use this little fruit fly. Motherfucker flying around.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, I posted a picture of us on Instagram with a cute little caption.
That's how they saw it?
Yeah, that's how they saw it. My dad called me like 2 minutes later. He's like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you tell me first? Like, I'm your dad.
Get it.
Oh, you socked it?
Hey, she punched a fly.
Hey, she can run. Hey, she can run and got the hands. You better watch out. Shit. You can't even run from her. Got your ass.
But yeah, my dad called me. We talked about it, whatever. He's like, as long as you're happy, like, I'm happy. Same with my mom.
Was that a surprise? Because
Yeah.
this whole time they're...
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, my dad was like, I should have known because you never had a boyfriend. I'm like, you never let me date. Like, what?
Like, I'll scare that shit out of us. Like,
Yeah, so it's like I can't date guys. So like,
Can I date girls?
let's date some girls.
and see, that's honestly the thing. Like, in high school, it was like, oh, you can't have a boyfriend. Like, oh, you can't date. And if you did, it was like somebody who they, like, you could only date somebody who they wanted you to date. And it was somebody who you did not even see in that way. And it was like, no, why him? Like, pick somebody that I at least like that I think is cute. And it was just like, okay, well, I can't date, can't have boyfriends. And so it was just like, I'm on a basketball team.
They said, no, honey, you gonna date. Hey, you gonna date the pastor's kid, okay?
You're gonna date Roger, okay? I like Roger.
That's crazy.
It was just one of the, I've always just been one of those people though who've just been like so like my mindset just like so open mind. Like, I've been 5'2" since my freshman year of high school, and I was one of those people who I would just stand up for people who were bigger than me who would be getting picked on, or guys, girls, like whoever, and I would stand up to like the biggest people, and I'll just like let them like be them. Like who cares? Like if he's a nerd, if he's a dork, if she wants to answer all the questions in class, like why do you guys need to like make? So I've always been one of those people, and so just like when I started to just like find like girls kind of like attractive, and then it was this one couple, because I went to a private Catholic high school in Minnesota. I went to a private Catholic high school, and it was, you guys know how it is in high school at that time when there's like only that one girl that's out that everybody knows is gay, or like that couple, and so it was always like eyes on them and everything. And she was a cool ass girl. She was a senior my freshman year, and I remember all at the lunch table, like lunch was in like the auditorium where we would have assemblies and stuff at, and so she was like, you like girls?
Damn.
And I was like,
her gator.
What? I was like, nah, because I didn't realize, looking back, I was such a freaking flirt. Oh my goodness. Like with girls that I thought
No way.
that I just thought was like friends or like friendly, like I was a flirt.
That's just your personality, though.
Yeah, it's just my personality. And so it was, and when she said that, I was just kind of like,
oh, damn, you right.
what? So then after like years, and then my junior year, at that high school, I actually started, like, I dated my first girl, and it was fucking horrible.
Aren't they all?
Let's just say it
We could talk about it.
I was like, do I really like girls? Like, is this what I would do? I really want this.
And that shit is so bad, huh? When you got, especially the very first one, it ruins it for you.
Make you second guess, like,
It's like, nah, I gotta be better than this. Like,
Did you guys know?
right away.
Like the whole time?
Kind of. From a very young age, but I kind of like you. I didn't really come out as my parents were real old school and tradition. Like, mindset, like Catholic. I didn't go to a private school, but I mean, fuck, I might as well have. But, yeah, it was, long story short, they caught me kissing a girl my freshman year. And, like, the whole world just fucking flipped upside down. Like, I was going to, like, have to go to a different school, like, all this crazy shit. And, like you, just was like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I just kind of went through a phase, and we just kind of kissed, and that was it. But I fucking hate her. I don't like her. And just kind of played the part of, like, that's not who I am. But obviously you never bring a boy around, so then they kind of figure out within the years, right? They're just like, all right, my daughter's gay. That's kind of, it's kind of the thing for me. And then they just, to this day, I've never like upfront been like, hey, I'm gay. They just kind of know, and they've come to an acceptance, and they've hinted at me like, hey, I love you for who you are. Are you happy? And I'm like, yeah, does it look like I'm happy? And that's kind of it, But
and they've met, like, your girlfriend.
yeah, my girlfriend has obviously been to my house, and they know who she is now, But I've never, like, before her, never like officially been like, kind of like you. Hey, this is just a friend, like. But I don't know. It's crazy. I feel like that it's a generation thing,
100%.
100%.
But that's crazy. I feel like some have it worse than others, I feel like I can't imagine going to a private school. It was already fucking bad going to a regular high school, thinking like, fuck, it's overwhelming as a kid. You don't know how to think shit through. But
so I knew, but I was kind of like in denial. So like I was talking to guys, like guys always liked me, so I thought that's what I was supposed to do, because they'd be like approaching me, and I was like, okay, like sure. And like but I knew in the back, like I'll never forget this time. We were swimming, and I was like little, and there was like a girl in a bikini, and I was like, I like it, like I like her. And she was old, she was like probably 40, and then I'm like young as hell, and like I'd like go underwater. Huh?
She had titties.
Yeah, that is.
She had titties with the booty.
Relax. That's why you're a cougar. You're a cougar. All right. You're not on the podcast. Okay, so like I would go underwater and like open my eyes like to see her like underwater. I was a fucking creep. And and I was like, I knew I liked girls at that age. And then I would wear my brother's clothes all the time. and I would put on his boxers and shit, and like clean ones. And I would put on his boxers, and then one time my mom caught me with his boxers on, and she was like, "What are those?" And I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I put my pants on. I remember crying. So further on in my life, when I reached high school, I definitely knew I liked girls. And then this one girl approached me, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna try it." And I ended up talking to her, and that like locked it in. And I was like, "Yo, I think I'm done with guys." So high school, I was done with dudes, and from then on I was just only girls. So I feel like I found out in high school. And when I did have a girlfriend, I talked to my mom. See, I come from just my mom. Like, my mom is just like, that's like my world. I don't really have a relationship with my dad. So she raised me, and then my brother, he's older, and I told her, I was like, I don't want to lie to you or anything. Like, I like her, and she's my girlfriend. And she was like, this is where the generation comes in. My mom's younger. So she was like, okay. And she was like, well, I still love you no matter what. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, even though I don't talk to my dad, I'm going to still tell his ass what it is.
Where you at?
Yeah. So I called him up. He came, and he was like, whose hat is that? It was like fitted like this. And I was like, it's my girlfriend's hat. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, well, I still love you. You know how many gay friends I have? I was like, okay. That's dope. And so I think I was lucky enough to have like two parents that were like, it's okay.
Accepting.
Yeah, accepting. And I hear the stories, and I'm like, wow, this is so different.
It definitely makes a difference, you know? I feel like it definitely builds who you are. You know, it's like, obviously the older you get, then you're just like, man, I should have just been myself since the get, you know, like, or been upfront about it. But it's like,
Yeah.
that courage didn't build until you went through that.
Yeah, and then like, but being at like such a young age, like you don't really know, like how you said, like when you were younger, like the swimming pool situation. Like for me, it was kind of like, I would more so like, when I kind of like look back, I would more so like put women like on a pedestal in a way, and so I would see girls like in a way and be like, oh, like she's really beautiful and cool. And so like at the time, like I'm just thinking like, oh, she's like really cool, like I want to be like her, like, oh, she's like my like a big sister. But then when I think back on it, I'm like, I think like she was just kind of hot.
It was like you, like you thought the girl was dope.
Yep.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
in the
yeah.
back of your head,
Attraction.
Like
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
no like attraction there, but it was like something that would attract me to like these certain women all the time, and like I would like put them like on like this pedestal. And so at the time, like, yeah, being in 8th and 9th grade, like 13, 14 years old, like I didn't know, so I'm just thinking like, oh, like that's like my big sister, I want to be like her. But in reality, I think I probably wanted to date her, like looking back at it. But yeah, it's just it's hard, and it's different. Like I understand like how you said like the different generations with parents, and like how your parents like raised you and things like that. And yeah, just even my parents, we weren't like church every day or on the weekends, but it was still like, oh, like you're not supposed to like be with a woman, like how could you want to be with somebody who has the same parts as you? And it's like, see, it's so much deeper. And that's when I knew I was different, when I realized that. When one of my parents said that to me, no disrespect to either of my parents, I love them both, but when one of my parents said that to me, it was like, how could you want somebody, like why would you want somebody that has the same parts as you? That's when I realized I was a little bit different in the mindset based on like from like how I was raised and what my parents were. It's because it's like, it's not about what parts they have. Like when I genuinely say like this woman has treated me better than anybody, guy or girl, like with a blindfold on, like easy. It has nothing to do with like, oh, this person has this or they have that or boobs or like, what do you mean? Boobs are kind of nice. Like, why do you like women, Dad? Like,
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, it's crazy. It's like, that's like the instant thing. I was like, when I got kissing that night. So she was supposed to spend the night at my house.
You're gonna sneak her in?
My freshman year.
You're sneaking her in?
Kinda.
Or that was your friend?
She was my friend.
Okay.
I spent the night, you know? But we went home, and that was the first thing my mom said. like, you just want to touch on some boobs and touch what you have. And it's like,
Damn.
that never even crossed my mind. Like, you know, it was so innocent. Like, it was just like a puppy love type of thing, you know, like a feeling that was just like you said, you kind of liked how she made you feel. Like, even though that first relationship was shit, but like, it was just my first time. So I didn't know what was good or what was bad. I just knew it was different and I liked it, you know, and it's like, I never even thought about her titties or anything. Like, you know, like,
Well, now that you mention it,
yeah, now that you're talking about it, I was like, no, it's cool. I'm okay with just touching my own, like, you know, just like, fuck, like. But that's crazy. I hate that everyone thinks it's like an automatic sexual thing. Like, it's more than that. It's the connection you have with the person, you know? It's like,
Hell yeah.
And I think it's weird. Like, that first thing they think of is literally sex. It's like,
Yeah.
what? You like, there's so much more.
like, I know what I'm supposed to do with this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the opposite of me. So I'm gonna just stick to this. So, you know, like, I don't know.
What makes me feel good, so that might work on her as well.
Want to get into some fire questions?
Some fire questions.
Y'all
Y'all ready for that?
So these are like questions that are just quick. You know, like first thing that pops in your head. So you guys, do you want to rock, paper, scissors? Or you want me to ask you both? Or it don't matter?
No, well, just ask them both, and then one can go.
You can answer first.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. You guys ready? If you want to pass, just say pass. Ready? Here we go.
No, there's no pass. Do you want a shot?
You gotta take a
If you
shot
take
if
a
you're
shot, if you pass, you gotta take a shot. But do you want to take a shot? It might loosen up the nerves a little bit. All right, just take one real quick.
All right. Don't look at my question.
Oh, we won't look at the question.
Sorry. Fuck. Look, got my backup. You don't have your backup.
Trying to walk away. All right, 5 questions. Here they come. Ooh. That wasn't as cold as it was the first time.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Describe yourself in one word.
Energetic.
Strap or no strap?
Wait, she didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Motivated.
Motivated.
You got nervous. Strap or no strap?
No strap.
No strap.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? We can try it again.
No strap.
All right, here we go. Who's more jealous? Who's more jealous?
I think she is. What do you think?
She's pleading the fifth.
Yeah. It's
All right. Yes or no? Would you do 1 year in jail for your girlfriend?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who's more likely to throw hands?
Me.
Oh,
Have the sprinter. I got my money on the sprinter.
It's definitely BACALL.
Me for sure.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Sunset.
Sunset. Last one. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know, you guys were like definitely, but now you guys
Oh yeah, dogs for sure.
were like, damn, they say cats.
We're like, we gotta kick them out. Go through the window. Through the window.
Absolutely not. We do not like cats. No offense,
No
to any
offense to
cat
cats.
owners.
No offense to cats.
They're cool. I just got bit on my toe by a cat when I was like 5 years old. My grandpa's
she's still
cat.
carrying that shit
And
with
ever
her.
since then, nope.
Was it the big toe?
It was the big toe.
Hey, so can you guys
God.
let's talk about this right here.
Vital series.
Vital series.
How'd that come about?
It's our
And what
clothing
is
brand.
the meaning behind it?
So, it's kind of a combination of both of us. Do you know the brand Essential?
Yes.
So, we wanted something like that, like clean and just like classy looking.
So Jerry Lorenzo, right? Jerry Lorenzo?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit. All right, never mind. Essential.
Yeah. I'm not sure. to be
So I was
honest.
like, what's another word for essential? I was like, oh, vital. And she wanted series and whatever we came up with. And so we just put them together. And then she hand drew the VS on her iPad. And we just made it our clothing brand.
That's fire.
What does the snake represent?
The S.
just the S, literally.
And then the like tagline or whatever is feel the energy. Because everybody on our TikToks are like, your guys' energy is like
It's
so
true.
good. So we just wanted to like incorporate that into our brand and stuff. So
Where can people get that?
VitalSeriesApparel.com.
You heard it.
VitalSeriesApparel.com. Also, we're gonna we do a lot of like custom like one-of-one stuff. So like you see the jean jacket over there. Like if somebody like wanted the something one-of-one, has an idea or a specific like outfit that they want us to customize, like have to be Vital Series, like we 100% like we'll do that for them. But yeah, VitalSeriesApparel.com. We're gonna be posting a lot more like designs that people can order, like put in their order for like one-of-one things like that. But
Fire.
Dope.
I like that. That's cool.
Also, if you want to get tatted, Diamond's tattooing.
She tattoos, man. She
Hey, her
tatted
books are
herself.
booked for now, but she'll be reopening them up.
I'll be opening my books. I'm kind of all booked out right now.
Yeah, she got about 5 canvases on the list right now.
Honestly, well, just thinking about it with the design, I didn't want us to go with something that was like, one, we knew like the name. We wanted it to be something that wasn't like, oh, that's a girl's brand, or like, oh, that's a. So if somebody see like our brand, it's like literally guy or girl, you can wear that jacket. Guy or girl, you can wear the hoodie. You can wear the sweats. It just depends on how you rock it. So like 100% like unisex. It's just how about you rock it. Yeah. And if somebody sees, they're like, oh, Pretty Little Things, like that's a women's brand. But you hear Vital Series, you don't know who is behind that. And so it's just something that's just like Vital Series, like. Hey, it's for like Vital. Like, oh, why is it Vital? And then you go check it out and like, okay, it's clean.
I like that.
Fuck with
And I feel like the biggest thing too is like you definitely have to have a message or a purpose behind it, right? Because I feel like anybody can come up with a clothing brand, but it's like, what does it stand for? Like, what does it represent? Or like, where are you trying to go with it? And I feel like if people can relate to you, then that's kind of where the support starts to kick in, and it's the rest is history. But
And we were giving people game on the last podcast talking about what they use. And you guys said you use a Cricut machine, right? Mm-hmm. There it is again, man. Get that Cricut machine.
Cricut machine and a heat press.
Yeah. That's exactly what you said.
And it's like it's crazy because like people always want to go all out and buy like a $500, $600, $700, $800 heat press machine when you can get one for like $200.
Yeah. Amazon,
go to your nearest like Michael's or some shit, like it's crazy. Like you could buy a fucking mini gadget like this. It's like $60, I think, and you can start your own shit. Like so like that's dope.
How'd you guys get started with your with the shoes and brand and everything?
Well, okay, so I was working. You guys know where Arizona Mills Mall is? Okay, so I was working there, and I was working at Hippies R Us, it's called, and so it's like crystals and shit.
Oh, yeah. We love some.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I got you because I'm part of it now. So I got you. But so basically, you ever like wanted shoes but they didn't have it? Like they didn't have the right colorway or something you wanted. So I was like, man, like I want my own. Like I wonder if I just do my own. Started doing that. I was fucking broke at the time, and I was like, I need to do something for myself. I don't want to be working at this mall my whole life. So I went into my closet. I had high top Vans, and I drew like that cartoon or whatever, the Hey Arnold. Yeah, I put that on some Vans, and I just put it on my Snap. Like I was so high when I did it, so it was like all fucked up. So I was like,
best, huh?
I just put it on my Snap. I had like 6 people message me, and they were like, "Can you do that on mine?" And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, $20." I was charging people $20 to get to just throw some like paint on it, and then it just snowballed from there. I was like, fuck this, like 40. And I was like 80. And I was like, I started getting better at it. And I was like, I'm going to charge 100 now. So now I charge around 100.
200. Charge that.
Have you always been into like drawing and stuff?
I always liked to draw, but like I used to trace a lot. I used to trace everything. And I used to tell my mom, I drew this, but I traced the whole shit. And she'd be like, oh, you're so good at it. And I was like, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Yeah. And then, fuck, I just put on some shoes and that shit worked. And I got a website. I jumped on someone else's website, and that shit like literally changed my life. I was getting like 10 sales a day. Dang. And that shit was crazy, huh? We quit our job. I quit my job. I like got a car finally. I like paid it all out, and I was like, yeah, I did it. And then life
That's
happened.
dope.
Stop.
Good for you.
Shit got real, bro. Shit got real when you stopped.
I was like, whoa.
Hey, give her the snaps for that. Give her the snaps for that. Hell yeah. Good for you.
Thank you.
That's dope.
Your turn. How'd you?
Me. I feel like every time I get asked this question, like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because obviously it's my brand, so obviously I know what it means and what it represents. But I feel like so many things come to my head. All right, here we go. See, like that shit. I start rambling on for no fucking reason. Like, say what you're gonna say. So stable, never fold. Came to me. It literally was, you know how you kind of have those thoughts that just kind of go through your head, and you're just like, oh shit, that was pretty genius. Like, where the fuck did that even come from? Okay, well, I was really young when I thought of that, and I just kind of stuck with it because it was literally like 4 words that helped me to keep going. Like, and it's like, regardless of what's to happen, like, if you keep going, it's gonna get better. No matter what it is. And so it's like, to me, that helped me through the craziest and like hardest times in my life. So it was like, if it helped me, why wouldn't it be able to help someone else? And I mean, like, you can ask anybody that knows me from like the get, but they kind of know that's kind of something I've always said since I was young, and it's like what I stuck with. It was like, but I feel like I didn't really crack out of my shell until like 2020 when I actually made it and registered it, and was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all in, and I'm gonna really make something happen with this. And like, at the time, a family member was like going through this crazy depression and like kind of started to get addicted. So I was like, I'm gonna target that side of people, like the less fortunate, the homeless, people that are hooked on drugs and they can't fucking break that shell. Like, this is a saying that can probably shine some light or maybe turn a light bulb on their head and be like, you know what, fuck, like, this is just something that I'm going through right now, and it's like, if I keep going, I'm gonna get out of it, basically. Yeah, honestly, that's still my mission, still my goal to this day, is to deliver that message to people who need it the most. It's like anything, like, if you're gay, bi, whatever you are, whatever the world wants to label you, like, that shit does not determine you. It determines on how far and like how much you're willing to do in this earth to like really make a difference. Yeah. So I just,
Stable,
never fold. I mean, to me, it's like, it's so simple, and it's like, to you, it can probably mean something totally different and a lot, maybe have a greater meaning than mine, but at the end of the day, like, what matters is if it's going to stick. And I'm going to bet on myself every single time, and it's going to stick.
Let's go.
So I just...
Hey, man, so that was the end of the episode. Thank you guys again. Thank you so much for coming. You guys did not have to come, but you did, and we appreciate that.
Genuinely.
Yes.
Genuinely.
Thank you for having us. This is
a recently lost someone, so sorry for your loss.
Yes.
But you know what? You're a solid individual, and I'm assuming that person was special to you. So appreciate your time and being here.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Make sure you follow
Shout
them.
out.
TikTok. What's the TikTok?
Sterling.lane.
There it is.
Sterling.lane.
And we out.
Episode
15.
Episode 15.
Episode
Oh, wait,
15.
it's backwards. There we go.
follow Vital Series.
Vital Series.
AZ Customs.
See you guys next Wednesday.
Stay